Hey YouTube, Mike here. How are we all doing today? Hope we all had a very safe and productive week. Last week, hope you all had a happy Father's Day, all you fathers out there. I took a week off, just rested during the weekend. Today we're back at the shop. During the week, about a week or so ago, the manager of the Home Depot that I go to, he's a friend of mine, brought me this, showed me this project thing that his wife wanted him to build for Christmas for the grandchildren and nieces and nephews that she found in an antique store. Went online, you could see you could purchase them, but you know, she's really into crafts and he wants him to kind of replicate this thing, and then she'll do either the painting or the staining of it and give it as presents. And basically what it is a wood tic-tac-toe board. 9 holes, the X made out of an etching bit, 2 holes for storage of the marbles. I said, yeah, let me take a look at it and see, you know, what it would be. So I had some leftover cedar from the feeder pole, because you know, regular 2x4, it just doesn't, you know, it's not good. But cedar, you can get some good pieces out of it. So I got a nice piece out of it, and it's 3 inches by 3 inches by 1.5 inches. And I threw this together just as a quick prototype. Didn't really do much measuring, just did it. And of course we went around looking for, nobody sells marbles anymore, so my wife ended up buying these marbles, 120 pieces, 20 different colors. You need 5 of each color to play the game. And got it off Amazon, and the other day we were like playing this game for like over half an hour, and then we played it again just like during dinner, after dinner. It was pretty nice. A little bit different that I kind of designed it now so that we could grab the marble. Now you can't with these. I did it with 5/8. I'm going to do it with 1/2 inch. So let's throw one of these together. All right, so what I did was I took a cedar board. See, I took a 2x4 piece of cedar and put it on the table saw and took a little off each edge. You know, you got that rounded end, which I wanted it nice and square, and I made it into a 3x3 board, and keeping it the same thickness. I just used a piece of sandpaper and my Festool cordless sander with 120 grit on it to sand it down, which we haven't done. And I kind of threw some of them together. So just not to make the video long, I'm going to do the grooves, but here's one that I already grooved. And basically you set your router table up so that it's 1 inch center of the fence, and you just make 4 passes. Make 1 pass, 2 passes, 3 passes, 4 passes, gives you those 1 inch by 1 inch. Then I took, you know, just a ruler and a decent pencil, made the X's in the box. I took an awl and punched out the center. And then where the marbles will now, because this one I did it, where is it? Here it is. This one I did a little bit too close to put in the piece of wood, which I'll show you in a second. So I laid out the ends where the marbles are going to go. And then I took my fast cap round over plane and did it, and then, you know, sanded it all down. And then this, I use Danish oil. And then I'm going to put a little coat of wax on it, and we'll go from there. All right, so let's put this thing together. All right, the first thing we want to do, you know, cedar, it's real hairy. So what I want to do is take my, again with 120 grit, just sand the edges. God, I love that smell. Okay, so now it's nice and sanded. All right, let's go over to the router. Let's move the camera. Okay, what I did on the router table is I already set it up. It's pre-marked on the table for 1 inch, and I closed the backer. And I have a gouge bit in here to make the little make the lines. Now you could do it with a back cut saw, but with this little V gouge bit, gives it a nice little V in there. But I closed this since it's so small, not for it to fall inside, because I made that mistake of using the vacuum and it ended up falling even with a sled, even with a coping sled that I put on there. It still did not make it perfect. So you very little sawdust comes out of it. Okay, so let's make some grooves. There's the grooves. See, very little sawdust came out of it. So there's really no need to put the vacuum on. All right, let's get this back over to here. And then what I'm gonna do is do a little bit of sanding in the inside of it. Just to get out that little, because we're gonna do a sanding on the whole thing. Because you want to be able to see the edges. Now, if you're going to do any round over, like if you want to do on the router table, a little say 1/8 inch round over, do that later. Don't do it when you're going to make the marks, because then you'll get the corners perfectly. That's why I love this fast cap little plane. It's a round over plane. If you're going to do a small round over, this is perfect for it. It doesn't take very long to do it. Okay, so now I have a little machinist 6-inch ruler. You can go corner to corner on the long side, both. Just get your corners. Make your line, and the center box, of course, is going to get an X in it. So here, not to prolong it. That's basically what you're doing. Then you're going to take I use just this machinist awl, and I make a center hole, and I make the hole throughout all 9 boxes, like you basically see here. Okay, I got the drill press set up. Let's get a little electricity here. All right, so I have a 1/2 inch Forstner bit. It's the CMT, the orange from Italy. And then I'm going to use a 5/8 Forstner bit to do the sides. And I already have the depth stops set for what I need. So you want to go down just the depth of the actual bit. So let's just say that's the force. You just want to go down to that depth. That'll be perfect for the marble to sit in. If you use 5/8, and it will work, so you can use 5/8 for everything, the marble goes so far in, even with nails. Like my wife couldn't even get the marble out if you know, oh, I don't want to put it there. Well, if you put an X or an O in the box, it's pretty much, oh, it's there. You don't erase it, you know. So, but you know, it's for a young kid, you know, swallowing, put them up their nose. We're not going to give them to any young kids, but you know, for a young kid, they I don't want to put it there, so at least they can grab the marble. So that's why the 1/2" bit works perfectly. All right, so we want to. Just go right down, and that all, man, it just like almost drops in. There you go. All right, now the side pieces. Now the side pieces, you gotta let them go down to about 1/4 inch below the bottom to get all the marbles in. So I marked this bit already. And this is going to have to take time because there's a lot of clearing out of the bit. And yes, you could have used this for the first one. A lot of dust, a lot of sawdust. And there's your side holes. Now, get that camera back. Sorry about that one, you got to see the ceiling. Oh, and you see the cornhole boards, got them all painted up. Got 4 coats of poly on it. Now I gotta put the handles on it. All right, let me get this cord out of my way. And it's cigar time. Hold on. So here, Marvel. Oh, you know what I'm going to say? I almost lost my Marvel. So see how they fit in there? Now you can easily grab it. And then in here is where you store them. Oh, one too many. That's where you store them. Now, here is a prototype that I made. I took a piece of poplar. It's like 3/8 poplar, 3 inches long. Let me release my marbles so we don't get them rolling all over the floor. You want to take that round over. That's it. Just hold the thing, turn it. It goes down till it stops. So you're not pulling any more shavings off. And it fits real nice in the groove. It almost makes it look like a domino, a Festool domino. Okay. Just give it a little sanding. I'm going to use the machine. I'm going to use the round over on the edges here. Sandpaper will take up the rest. I like to take the sandpaper between the 2 fingers. All right. Now, there's the block. All right, so now we want to cover up the holes with this. Now, you want to get an approximate center so you can put the screw in. So that's about center. Make sure you're flush. Then I take 2 little clamps. Make sure we're straight. It's approximately 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. Okay? Then drill bit. And then a countersink. Now I only had round-headed screws. I'm gonna be buying a box of flathead screws. And voila. And now, find the marbles. Of course, there'll be 4 of matching color. And there you go. That's it. Now you got your hole, you got everything set. And what I did is I took a board. I just took a scrap piece and tried it. Now, of course, I said, let me try 5/8. But look, see, 5/8, it fits. But you can't get it. No matter what you can't get it. It's a glass marble. So you got to, and once you win or lose the game, draw, you just tilt them over on the table and, you could do it. But if we dropped one. I didn't want to do that. So with this one, the marble is, you can do whatever you want. Oh, lose them. Yeah, but nobody sells marbles. We went to Target, we went to Walmart, went to a toy store in town. They said, that nobody plays with marbles anymore. So she found them on Amazon. And we're gonna, my daughters want them. So, I'll make up a bunch of them. Actually, the manager bought an 8-foot piece of cedar. I took it home with me today. I'm going to rip it down and make him like 12 pieces. That's it. Make the inside nice and sanded, pronounced, and then again with your edges. take your thing out here. Tell you, use sandpaper from the machine. You can get so many more uses out of it. And the most important is get those pencil marks off, because they're going to show through the Danish oil. Tack cloth. I like to keep my tack cloths in a big Glad bag. I leave it in the cabinet that I have. It's getting hot here in Florida. I actually had the air conditioning going for about an hour before I got in here. Oh, let me grab one more thing here. My little brushes to get into the grooves. I like Danish oil. Now I'm going to show you something I put together in a minute to prevent the end grain and to give it another little bit of a look. Give it a little wax. Get all those nooks and crannies. It's like a wash, like the models I do. After I paint it, I put this wash on. It's actually called numb oil, and it's brings out the color. Make sure you get all the little nooks and crannies. stain it. You could stain the lines a different color. You could paint it. You do whatever you want with it. Alright, let's not spill this. Grab another little piece of paper towel. There we go. I won't put that thing on. But you see, you gotta sand real good. It's the end grain, that's what the problem. See? You see how you can see the lines? You know, you gotta sand it real good. I mean, the thing will cover it. I may end up doing it with a knife, with a scribe. But there it is. And then, what did I put? And then a little thing on the side. I'm just going to do it temporarily, so because I still have to put some wax on it. And the poplar and the cedar gives it a nice little, you know, two-tone color. Whatever way you want. Put your marbles in there. They have one even with a little drawer. I saw somebody make. What I did was I took a piece of ash and a piece of maple, and I glued them together. And it's oh, it's right here. So my whole thing, well, right now I made it like 3 7/8 by 12, and with the two of them together, it's 2 inches. But I'm going to run it through the planer to bring it down to the, you know, 1 3/4 inches. And then I'm going to use these two colors. You know, I'll run it on the planer, the joiner, and then cut them into 3 inch by 3 inch sections. I'm going to use these two colors to make one. You know, with the holes here, and I think it'll give it a nice. You know, maybe I'll make one because I can get two. I can get more. I can get 2 out of here. Maybe I'll make one with the holes here, and I'll make one with the holes here. We'll see how it comes out. I just glued this up and I'm letting it, I mean, it's set already, but we'll see how that works out. Okay, this is the glue that I was telling you about on the last video. Okay, it's Star Bond. Now, I have watched other turners use this for quite some time. And they approached me, Star Bond, because of the wood shop, but also my models, the models that I do. And I spoke with the owner on the phone. They're out of California, and I explained, you know, he said, so what I did, the RC cars, the military stuff, the RC stuff, and he's like, listen, we've been doing some research on, you know, models and resin and ABS and plastics. So I said, look, send me your product. He sent me it. I didn't pay for it. So this is the first one that I did not pay for. He just sent me a box. I've been using it. I've been using the medium high performance super glue. I've been using this one because he sent there's a medium strength, instant, medium strength, slow. Then he sent me a thin, thick, and medium thick. He also sent me a small bottle of the accelerant, which is it's an instant accelerant, but it dries clear. He sent me a larger bottle of the same. Both of those are pumped. And then he sent an aerosol can. I have been using the medium strength with the aerosol can on a new project that I've been doing, and I'm going to be doing a video on this because this glue is the best super glue that I've ever used on my models. And for my birthday, you guys haven't seen it, but I'll bring it out. I bought this 8-wheel drive, 4-wheel steering Russian tank transport called a Mammoth by a company called Cross RC. And I was about 99% done with it. And it's a mixture of plastic, ABS, and resin. But for my birthday, I bought the matching transport trailer. Now, it came pretty much 75% built, but I had to add parts to it. This stuff glued on the parts. So resin to ABS, which is pretty, you know, it's two dissimilar plastics. You know, I have a lot of stuff from this English company called Forge World that's resin to resin. And I have tried it on that product, and I've tried it on the ABS to resin. And I've taken photographs, and I'm writing him up a letter to email to him to explain and show the photos. This stuff is the toughest and strongest super glue that I have ever used. Like I said, I have seen numerous guys use them when they turn wood and they're gonna put the super glue on to kind of make it almost into a plastic. And you could do up to like 30 coats of it. Put it on, turn the lathe with your hand, wipe it with a cloth, hit the accelerant, dry it off, put it on, beep, ba-da-bop, ba-da-bop. You get what I'm going at. Well, we're going to be doing the pen turning soon, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a slimline, and I'm going to do it where one part I'm going to just wax it, and another one I'm going to do it with the super glue. And I'm going to use this super glue to use it because, like I said, I've seen guys use it, and it has worked great. I have never used it until about a week ago when the package arrived, and I immediately tried it on this trailer, and the smallest couple of pieces that I had to put on the actual tractor, and pieces that actually came off on glue that I used, super glue that I've used, which is basically Gorilla Glue. I use Gorilla Glue. And I use a model debonder. A model accelerant. Glued everything back on, and actually tried breaking it off. And if it broke off, I'd have to do some surgery on it, but it worked great. So I will do a full review on this and show you the parts that I put together. And then we're going to use it to do the pen turning. All right. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for the subscribes, all of those comments and questions that have come in. I greatly appreciate it. I put a requested video up on the Renai guy. I had to get that done this week. So for those of you that follow me there, I got it up there. Again, check out my Instagram channel. My name, Michael Latronico, one word. You'll actually see the Mammoth and the trailer and the other stuff that I've done. If you want a Mike's Woodshop sticker, or if you have a question, my email will be below. I'll get you, where we found this, what's the model number for the marbles on Instagram, and I'll put all the measurements for this down in the description below. All right, YouTube, I hope you all have a safe and good week, and I will see you on the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.